The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the April 2nd wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Opening Bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call Priceless Pearls of Happiness. You know, one thing that can limit our happiness, yours and mine, and the fulfillment of our desires is ignoring the laws of life. And that includes the power of our infinite mind. Priceless pearls of happiness are before us now, and they are ours to be claimed at any moment we choose. Rebecca Clark wrote a book years ago titled Helping Yourself with a Macrocosmic Mind, in which she laid out some of these pearls for us. Pearl number 1, know who and what you are, which to me means see the things the way they are, not worse than they are, just simply the way they are. Then, and this is key, see things better than they are, because we are always harder on ourselves than others are really on us. Pearl number 2, act maturely. Now, to me, this means when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put those childish things away. Pearl number 3, eliminate fear. Eliminate fear, as fear is the most destructive emotion that you and I have. It surpasses even jealousy out there. Fear, nothing more than false evidence appearing real. Pearl number 4, value simplicity, since the simple pleasures of life are often counted amongst the greatest pleasures that you and I will ever experience. Pearl number 5, welcome changes. Now, this is a biggie, and the simple reason is this. The law of nature says that things either grow or perish. If you're not growing, yes, you're dying. So you and I, we must learn to flow like a gentle river through the changes that enter our lives. That means we must take advantage of change. And if we're handed a lemon, what's that mean? That's right. We're going to go ahead and make lemonade. Pearl number 6, exercise the law of unlimited supply. So how do I explain that? Here's a great question. You remember, questions control our focus. So here's my question. What goal would you set for yourself if you absolutely knew you could not fail? Let me follow it up with this. What dream would you manifest if you knew you had unlimited resources? What work would you choose if you absolutely knew you would acquire the skill necessary to perform that work? What projects would you launch today if you knew you had the wisdom and the power to remove all obstacles in the way of success? Now, folks, that's a powerful question, or a set of powerful questions. What I want you to do is write this one down. What goal would you set for yourself if you absolutely knew you could not fail? That is the way to live, folks. And finally, pearl number 7, pause to enjoy life. You know, take the time to enjoy life to its fullest. Take a moment to stare at something beautiful like a painting or a sunset or a sunrise. You see, beauty is around us every moment that we breathe. So I say go look in the mirror, because you are a beautiful soul. And let's turn that mirror into a window and jump through it, because priceless pearls are waiting for you on the other side. Let's go check out the priceless pearls of these markets here. Right now, we've got Dow futures. They're up 16 points. They're trading out at 16,465. S&P futures up about 75 cents here, up trading out at 1878.50. NASDAQ futures up about 6 points, trading at 36.56. Russell 2000 flat for the most part. Not a ton going on in the currency market here. The hard currency market, a little different story. We got Goldilocks up $13 and change, trading out at $12.93.50. Silver, the big mover of the morning, high-ho silver. It's up 1 8/10%, up 36 pennies, trade out at $20.05. Light sweet crude back 37 cents right now. It's trading out at 99.38. Natural gas up about a nickel, trading out at 4.32. Let's take a quick peek over in Europe right now. Let's see what we've got going on here over in Germany, the DAX is up 15 points, so we got a flat market there. Flat market in the FTSE, it's up 5 points. In Asia last night, we had the Nikkei up 154 points, taking back most of the losses from the prior session out there, so really a little bit of ambivalence there. The Hang Seng up 75 points, about 0.3%. The Shanghai up 12, up about 0.5%. Our call number, you know it, 877-927-6648. Give me a call, folks. Would love to hear from you. Happy to take your questions. So let's go start off by taking a look at what's going on with silver out here, since that's the big mover of the morning. Up 35 cents right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the daily chart for silver on the screen. Let me actually do a couple of different things out here. So I've got a number of different tools that are turned on the system out here. So give me a moment to go ahead and be able to turn those on and off. There we go. So I'm going to turn a couple of these things on and off here, and we'll just take things one at a time. Okay, so now I've got the daily chart up for silver. And you're taking a look at it if you're watching us on TigerTV, and I hope you are. If you're just listening on the radio, your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, we appreciate that so much. Remember, you can catch the live stream of the show by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Upper right-hand side, you'll see a button, 3 smartphone devices. Click on that. The show will stream live to your smartphone device. And, of course, you can catch the replay on Channel 9. And, of course, if you're in the Tiger's Den, you can see these charts here in HD. So go check that out. You can do that for 30 days unconditionally from TFNN. Now, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, you're going to see a green-colored line, a bluish line, and a red line. Those are our market profiles out here. They help us to understand, areas of potential support and resistance, when to be bullish, when to be bearish. Right now, it's actually on the daily chart, and that's what we're looking at here, kind of giving us a neutral signal. Now, where price is trading at right now, $20.03, it's really at a level where there's the largest number of transactions that are taking place. So the question is going to be, is this going to be a little short-term area of resistance, or are we going to see a move above this? If we see a move above this area here, what we're likely to see, this is why I'm actually watching it kind of carefully, we're likely to see a move up to the $21.27 mark. You're trading at $20.04 right now. It's actually not too bad of a trade out here, a potential trade. Now, is this a short covering rally? Could possibly be that. Is this the bottom? Don't know the answer to that question here just yet. That's questionable. But this could be a nice short covering rally that would take us up into about the $21.27 range. So you'd want to make sure. Look, if you were to see silver, here's the key: if you see silver close below 1936, what you're likely to see is a move probably all the way back down to the low of December 31st. So what we have seen here is silver's tested the December 31st swing point, the top of which is $19.82. The bottom there is $18.72. So we have tested that. And we've tested here for the last 3, 4 trading sessions out here. We've done it on, let's see, so the volume that we had, I'm looking at the continuous contract, about 28,000 contracts is what it looks like. Really what we want to be paying attention to is the 44,000 contracts on January 2nd. Okay? So you're really going against 44,000 contracts. You came down here couple days ago with 37, so coming down with volume, but still lighter volume. 33 here, 33,000 on March the 28th. On March the 31st, we had 39,000. Yesterday, you were down with 32,000. So you're coming down with with lighter volume inside of the daily chart here on silver. So you're at that area right now that's called the point of control. We'll see if this thing can break topside a little bit. It's likely going to give us a signal that you'll see silver move up into about the 21, 28-ish range. Of course, the target would always be the swing point, which would be the February 24th area there, and that's where you get your big piece of information. So the low of that is 21.52. The high is 22.18. And yes, I'm considering a long trade here in silver as we speak at this stage. Now, that's what's going on inside of the daily chart out here. Let me do this. Because what we could also have going on here is you could see an A to B equals CD up. And the key, so if we see, if this is not a short covering rally and actually the bottom out here, the key would be how does silver handle the February 24th level. And if we're going to take a look at possible A to B equals CD, because this has been a 0.786 retracement here inside of silver, and that's why it has that potential. So let's take a look at what the A to B equals CD pattern would look like here. Your A point would be the one that I would be using. Well, it's the 0.786 of the January 31st area. But for the A to B equals CD pattern, I'd go ahead and use the swing here or the swing low from January 30th. That'd be my A point. My B point out here would be the high, obviously on February 24th. And then the low that we would use here is about 4 trading sessions ago, that occurring on March 27th. So 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. That take you up into about the 22.79 range. So you can see here, you've also got a little new profile that's entered the fray here over the last couple of days. And what that's really also telling us, take a look at how long this profile out here lasted. It's telling us that, it could be a decent trade inside of high-ho silver out here. 877-927-6648. Dow futures up 19. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. I'm going to go back to the silver contract out here. I'm going to show you, I'm using the e-signal charts out here at the moment as we're taking a look at this. And I drew the A to B equals CD pattern out here. Now, for those of you who may remember, there was many weeks ago I wasn't able to deliver the 9 to 11 shows. I had a real data feed problem. And so some of you may remember that, and it was a real problem for me because I was in a number of trades at the time, and so trying to prepare for shows, figure out what was going on. In any event, the short story version of that was I ended up getting in touch with the folks out at eSignal because I've been a subscriber and a user for a lot of years. And in any event, it led to creating, as things often do, you always wonder why do things happen, and it's led to some great relationships out there. And one of those relationships led me to one of a really great programmer who writes has been writing code for proprietary trading strategies and so forth with inside their system. So I asked him to go ahead and create the A to B equals CD tool that each of you know that we use so often here. And so he created that tool. That's what's on my screen right now out there. And what I did was, just had him enter the elements that are so much easier and visible for you to be able to take a look at so that you can follow along at home as well, such as, the prices, the percentage of the retracement immediately. Well, you know what? What was interesting is after I got that tool developed, which was a pretty simple thing, I was chatting with this chap out here, and we were just talking about, other types of, I started doing some investigation, looking around to see what other things he had done out there. So the short story of this one was all of a sudden, so I'm going to show you some stuff that's going to be released. Actually, it's supposed to be released, I believe, tomorrow. I've got early access to it out here. And that's where it's got an auto Gartley and butterfly finder out here. And the reason why I want to go ahead and pull this up, so I just clicked one button and boom, was able to on silver here, and it works on all time frames, which is really cool. And so what I was able to do here is just go ahead and pull up, what it's spotted as a Gartley sell pattern out here. Now, the reason why I want to bring that up is because if this is more than just a bounce in silver out here, the point is that, as you know, when you see a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern, and that's what really took place here. It says 0.791, so you need to make sure that this thing doesn't what it doesn't do is it doesn't what I want to say. I guess there's some tolerance. I need to play around with it just a little bit more, but it doesn't round it to the 0.786. So you just need to know your Fibonacci numbers out here. But basically, a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. That's what formed at the high out here on February 24th. Now, what we know is that when a 0.786 Gartley buy or sell pattern fails, it turns into a butterfly, and so that'll be a nice expansion. So whether this is a bottom in silver or whether silver's going to go down and test the lows out here from December 31st, that I can't tell you right now. I can tell you right now that silver's kind of stuck right here at a point of control area, so don't get too carried away if you're long. In the trade, you need to see it clear this area. But regardless of that, what we all believe here, or what I believe, is that the metals have provided great opportunities over the last 6 months or so. There's going to be another opportunity that it's going to share, and we really want to watch that February 24th level, because whether or not silver goes and tests the lows of December or not, it doesn't matter. The thing is that when that 0.786 Gartley pattern gets taken out, that's going to turn into a butterfly expansion. That means the expansion here, and this will also show you the butterfly patterns or potential butterfly patterns that'll be showing up. But you're looking at expansion of the swing point from October 30th out here. That high is at $23.09 down to the low of December 31st out there, assuming that low actually holds. So that's what's going on inside of silver. And just wanted to show you the different tools that you'll be seeing here on the 9 to 10 show. And so if you're an E-signal user out there, these are tools that you'll want to check out. Now, our man Z in the Den during one of the breaks out here, or maybe when we were on, he identified a 3-drive pattern out here. So let's go take a look at the 3-drive pattern. It's in the June contract that he's looking at for nat gas. So he said it was okay to share. He likes to share, so that's great. So let's go ahead and put that contract up here. That's the M contract equals 1. Let's go take a look at the pattern here on the daily chart. And so I can show you the actual 3-drive. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off all of these different signals that are on the system. We'll do that when we get back from the break. So we're going to get back from the break. The market's going to open up, and then we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at the potential 3-drive to a bottom pattern that is formed inside of nat gas on the June contract. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow trading down 12 points, trading out at 16,520. S&P off just about a point, trading at 1884. NASDAQ composite up 10 right now, trading at 42.78. Russell 2000 up $1.60, trading at 11.90. New York Stock Exchange down 7. We've got the semiconductor index. That's interesting. That is down 2 points out here. That has been on fire. Let's take a look at things that are popping and dropping this morning. Leading the charge here to the upside, you've got Google. Actually, you've got Illumina Inc., ILMN, up $6. Then Google's up about $4. You've got Myriad, MYGN. Is that Myriad Genetics, I think, is out there. Right? Yeah, Myriad Genetics. That's up $4 right now. Mankind Corp up $3. Stratasys, 3D maker out there, up $2.50. Amazon up a couple of bucks here. We've got Alliance Fiber, AFOP, up 14%. That's up $2 and change, not too shabby out there. Vive, V-E-E-V, Viva Systems, that's up 6% this morning. Leading the charge at downside, Agrium, AGU, ticker symbol, down about $3, off about 3%. Liquidity Services, a little illiquid this morning. LQDT, down about 12%. Off 275. You've got Apollo Education Group, APOL, off 6%. So we've got some fairly decent decliners percentage-wise at the downside. You've got Marathon Petroleum off about 1.5%, down $1.40. And a request to go take a look at GM. Let's go take a look at GM. Then we'll go take a look at that 3 drive to a bottom pattern that appears to be forming inside the June contract for nat gas out here. So let's take a look at GM. Let's go see what it is doing. Obviously in the news here lately because of total bonehead decisions out there. It is amazing, isn't it, what these automakers do and recalls and the bean counters out there. Some of those bean counters, man, they should be shot. I don't mean that in a literal sense out there, but how about fired? In any event, we're talking people's lives. So if we take a look at GM, now I don't know if the individual in the den is long or short, so let's just take a look at what GM is doing. It's trading right now at $34.49. This also, I've got the market profile turned on as we speak here right now for General Motors. Works well for equities, and what you can see is the green line, if you're watching this on Tiger TV, 34.34. It's acted as a very good level of support. We saw that area get cracked here. This was back on March the 14th. If I pull this forward, it looks like there is a Gartley pattern that looks like that may have formed out here. Let me just pull this back. So you should see decent support here inside of GM. If it gets below that 34.34 area, that's where you start taking a look at the potential shorts, if that's what you're looking at. Otherwise, I don't see a whole lot in the trade. You know, yesterday was really pushing. It had volume in it. So yesterday it did, 46? It did 46, not you, of course. It did 46 million shares here. You know, was it pushing higher? Nah, I mean, intraday it spiked higher, but sold off into it. And what it was really doing was trading down into this swing point low that was created back here on March 14th. Now, that only had 31 million shares. So really what GM was doing was pushing lower into a swing point with volume. But what did hold it is that support area of the market profile out there. So real resistance here, quite a ways up if it were to, at any point in time, start to move up. The first level's got to break through that little point of control at that 3601 area, and then finally it would need to break 39 bucks out here. That's quite a ways north for General Motors to be trading out here. So that's what I see going on the daily chart for GM. Let me switch over and take a look at a weekly chart here. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot in the weekly chart here for GM. Not really. Yeah, not much. It also shows 3260 on the weekly chart. Should be some pretty good support. So the weekly is saying, hey, you get below 3260, and this probably trades down to about the $26 level. So that is on General Motors out there, taking a look at the daily and the weekly charts. Now let's switch over. Let's go take a look at the 3 drive to a bottom pattern here inside of natural gas. There we go. Switch over there for me. So as we take a look at that, drive number 1. Let me go ahead and erase this. We'll go ahead and put it in here. So I believe I didn't take a look at what Z's posting in the den was out here, but I would imagine that he had the first drive taking place right here at March the 14th. Natural gas getting down to $4.34 out there. The second drive, the push lower, was right here into March 24th. So March 24th, you see a low of $4.29. Now, if you take a look at that expansion, even if if you don't have a tool that really shows the 3 drive to a bottom or a top pattern, what you typically have on your system, your charting software, is the ability to draw expansions, and that's really what you're looking at. Ideally, you're looking for Fibonacci expansions. So if you just simply go from the swing point low, that being the low on March the 14th, up to the high that was put in on March the 17th, so it was really the next trading session, the 1.272 expansion of that to the downside would take you to $4.29. What did it get to? March 24th, $4.29. Before it did what? Before it moved higher. So then you would take a look. So you've got the 1.272 there. Now, ideally, a 3 drive to a bottom or top pattern, what you've got is you've got the Fibonacci expansions, 1.272, 1.618. Out there. Sometimes you don't always get it, so that means what you're also going to look for is symmetry in time. Now, so first drive was right down here, March 14th. Second drive, we've identified that, March 24th. The third drive, which Z has identified, would be today's low. Now, if we go from the actual low from March 24th, 429, up to that high that was put in here, looks like about the same high on March the 28th. You'll see the 1.272 expansion would have taken us down to $4.20 out here. We only got down to a low here to this morning of 425. Remember, I said you don't always get the exact Fibonacci number. So what you want to do it, and especially on a 3 drive pattern, is you do not want to force time. That has to be natural. So you need the expansions of swing points, ideally Fibonacci's, but you also want to have the time. So if I take a look at just simply the simple cycle tooling, going from drive 1 to drive 2 to then to drive 3. What you're going to see in essence is yesterday would have been the exact drive. You can give it a day or so. So it does look like a potential 3 drive to a bottom pattern. If I go ahead and I color that in on the chart out here, this is what it's going to look like. There's your 3 drive to a bottom pattern. Now, how do you trade this? Look, a 3 drive pattern, this is one way you could take a look at it. 3 drive patterns, they're rare. That's why spotting them is important. And when you do see them, they're either extremely bullish or extremely bearish. Now, from a number of different standpoints, because when they're taken out, when they fail, they're also telling you about the existing trend that was in place. So in this case here, a 3 drive to a bottom. If this fails, if you see price close below 425, that's telling you something fairly large out here. In fact, what you ideally like to see these patterns do, quite frankly, is you like to see them coming together at some other pattern, some other Fibonacci retracement level. Well, if you take a look at that, and we make that as one of our requirements out here, we'll take a look at how perfect this is. This had made a 3 drive coming into the 0.618 retracement level. 426 is the exact 0.618 retracement coming off the swing point low from January 10th all the way to the high that was put in on February 24th. If you take a look at that, the actual low we saw here this morning, 4.255 out there. So coming together at a where there's other patterns that are completing, such as retracement, that's a bonus out here. If we take a look at the potential of the A to B equals CD to the downside, the A to B equals CD closes just a bit lower out there at about 4 20, so you don't have really the completion of that A to B equals C. There may be a smaller one out here, that smaller one forming from the high here of March 10th down to where that second drive was. It looks like that is, even that was just missed by a tad. Still, that's okay. Now, here's the key. The key is always reversal signal, and at this stage, we don't have the reversal signal inside of natural gas on this contract. When would you get that? Well, look, today would form a bull sash candle, bullish engulfing style candle. If you see it close above $4.41 out there, so at 441, you're at 435 right now. That would be your bullish signal. Then you can start taking a look at trades, whether you trade the futures contract or UNG would be the ETF out there. So nice spotting, Z. As always, thanks for sharing with our listening audience. Let's go check out these markets here. Let's go see what we've got moving and grooving. So flat market in the indexes as we speak here right now. However, the NASDAQ has got the strength in it. It's up 12 points. So we know that has been a weak link. Let's go see what the actually, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the NQ out here, but the NASDAQ also. So it's up. They're both up. Let me take a look at the NQ, and let's take a look at the daily chart out here, and let's go take a look at the market profiles and see what we're up against. And we'll take a look at any other tools. Let me just expand this out. I didn't mean to do that. So as we expand this out, take a look at what price is doing here this morning. So let's pull this out. So you can see that we've seen a spike into the high so far. Inter-session high has been 36.66. If we take a look at the shorter-term box inside the market profile that has this is the TAS signal box market profile. If we take a look at the resistance level, that is coming in. This is a shorter-term box that was formed. You can see prices right up against it. I mean, right up against it. Right now, it's trying to take it down. 36.65 is the number. We're trading right now at 36.65 and a quarter. So the key is going to be if this area here holds as resistance. Now what we're seeing is potentially a market that trades with inside this box and perhaps moves down to 35.27. Now it's the NASDAQ that we got to be paying attention to because it has been the weak link out here, and we will learn more from the weak link at this stage of the game that with regard to what the market wants to do than we will from the strong indexes, which have been the S&P futures or the Dow, because it's attacking highs or all-time closing highs. So if, in fact, the NASDAQ, the NQ, closes above this level where we're trading, 36.65, what it's likely to then do is to try to move up to about the 37.33 level, which is going to take us right into the swing point high from March the 6th out there. So that's what the weak link is doing on its daily chart. If we take a look at a intraday chart out here, we're going to see that is forming as we speak here right now. On the 120-minute chart, we're looking at a nice point, close to a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. So that's what's being formed as we speak. Again, you're priced out right now at 36.62. We don't have a reversal candle on the 120-minute chart. Let me pull this back here. You really don't have a reversal candle. You had a bearish engulfing candle as we were coming into the trading session here at 6 o'clock. It looks like it started at 6 o'clock this morning, so at 8 o'clock this morning out here. But you can see that is failing as we speak right now. So that's what's going on inside the 120-minute chart. Let's take a look at some of the equities here that are moving and grooving. So you got Priceline again today moving topside. It's up now $17. Intuitive Surgical, that thing is off to the races here. Remember, yesterday I believe we took a look at Intuitive Surgical on the daily chart, and we identified a huge island bottom pattern that this thing has formed. I mean, this is huge. This is one of the larger island bottom patterns that I have ever seen. Let me turn a couple of things off here. Let me see here. Give me a moment to do that, just to clean up the chart here for the minute. Let me turn off the Gartley pattern. Let me turn off this linear square regression out here. Let me actually turn off the profile. So let's start with a clean chart inside of Intuitive Surgical. So if we now take a look at a clean chart here, and an island bottom pattern is as bullish as you possibly can get. So let me just replay that for you. If you take a look at Intuitive Surgical, gaps down with big volume, the trading session here of July the 9th. And what it did yesterday was it just closed the gap. What it's trying to do today is saying, hey, the heck with closing the gap. I want higher price. So yesterday, what we saw was price move into resistance, which was really formed at the bottom. It was the first time we've seen a test of this gap here. So you've got competing bearish and bullish patterns. We're going to find out who is going to win when it comes to Intuitive Surgical. So we see the gap down, big volume. I was on the trading session again of July 9th, moves down with 55 million shares. Now, yesterday's move up, yesterday's move north was with volume of half that, 28 million shares out there. So now, just, look, as I said, we've got some competing patterns for us to be paying attention to. So yesterday was a close of the gap, meaning it acted as a resistance out here. You actually closed below the low of the session from July 8th, and old resistance can become new support. So if today, let's assume that it continues to move higher and it closes above the 498.39 level, that's the low of that trading session, from July 8th out there. Does one test of that area make it an old resistance that becomes new support? Nah. But it's pretty decent. We might see a test lower, might see price pull back, and then watch that act as a support level. Then that would start to build it. Now, what you had out here, if you take a look at it, from the trading session of July 9th through yesterday, we had a void of price because yesterday's gap up was above the entire island out here. So really very interesting as you take a look at Intuitive Surgical from a technical standpoint with regard to charting out here. So, we'll pay attention to it on the daily charts. We'll see what, in fact, it does out here. But right now, it's not looking too shabby for Intuitive Surgical unless it closes back below that level that held as resistance yesterday. Then you'd have your second test and maybe your third test. And you know what they say, if you can't bust them up, you try to go bust them down. Right now, we got the Dow up 7, S&P up 2, NASDAQ Composite up 17. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, we've got the Dow is up about 13 points, 14 points. S&P is up $1.50. NASDAQ Composite up 10. Russell's up 13 cents. New York Stock Exchange up 3. Really a flat market out here. You got net decline in issues of 13 in the market. Let's go take a look at what's going on with inside our favorite currency pair, and that's the Euro Japanese Yen. So let's go take a look at what's going on inside currencies here right now. We saw a move in. So the Euro Japanese Yen, in essence, has made the 100% move of a move as we speak right now. Let's take a look at this chart here. It's trading out at 143. So it is not, and it was an intercession early this morning. It got up to 143.46 out here. The top of the swing point that it's trying to break through, that is the March 7th area, and that's a high of 143.77. Now, what you know is that we are watching that like a hawk. And why are we watching that like a hawk? Because we've got a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern that worked. When I mean it worked, it confirmed, it had follow-through, everything that it should. And the reason that we want to watch that is because if this market is going to break out, this pattern here will break out. And what that means is we'll see it close above 143.76 out there. It doesn't mean we see it tested and that qualifies. I mean, you got to see it close above it. And I don't mean 143.77 or 78. I mean, something where we've got a decent candle that's a close above that. Now, what happens when the 0.786 Gartley pattern fails? Well, what it's going to do, it's going to go back to the swing point. The X marks the spot swing point, so to speak, and that would take you back into the trading session of December 27th out there. And that would be the first spot, 145.67 out there. But, hey, breaking through that area, that will absolutely send the markets higher. Holding this area, so you're up really against the precipice right now. So the market here really has, and the market, look, is going to be controlled by this currency pair. And if the market moves without this currency pair, you get divergence, and that's saying, man, look out. You don't want to see that. You want to see, you want to see synergy between this currency pair and what the market is doing. I guarantee you want to see synergy out there. Now, when things are diverging, what you can't do necessarily is use it as a timing tool for when to take the other side of that trade out here. But right now, prices bounced back into that area. It's made a 100% move. Is this just going to be additional part of the consolidation? Are we just simply going to continue to see a consolidation in the month of April as well, like we've been experiencing, in essence, since the beginning of the year out here? I don't know the answer to that. What we do know is that we want to watch this currency pair. We've seen no reversal signal here just yet, at least on the daily chart. If we go back and take a look at the intra-day chart, the 120-minute chart, on this currency pair, we know that price had gotten up inside the rising price channel, the old, rising price channel out here. Let's go take a look at what it's done. As I pull this back, you can see coming off of the lows back here, back in February, the beginning of February out here, we saw price begin to form a rising price channel. Those are the black diagonal lines you see on my screen out here. We've seen two lows that have been formed out here. Both of those have been on price relative strength divergent patterns. This last one here was one that has been the strongest. We saw the biggest reversal signal here, and that actually took place at 7 o'clock in the morning. That was on March the 28th. Now, what we've seen price break out of the descending price channel that was in. Those were the red diagonal lines that you see on my screen out here. Price is broken back inside. Now, what it's also done is this morning at 3 a.m., it formed one of Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave leg Ds out here. So it's confirmed a leg D. Now it's been backing off out here. But the back off has been, and it was also what? It was also oversold. So no confirmation of a move lower here just yet inside the Euro-Japanese yen. Folks, thanks so much for joining me. It is Wonderful Wednesday. If you're off to start your day, I look forward to seeing you in the morning or see you in about 8 to 10 minutes. Take care, folks.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.